Now this is a guitar that I don't see every day. In today's episode, we check out a Gibson Les Paul DC from 2005. I must admit, I'm very excited for this one, so let's get straight into the video. Hello guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury drum machines here in Nottingham, England. Before I get into the video, I'd just like to wish all of our subscribers a very happy new year, and I hope you all had a great Christmas. I definitely had a great time with my family, and it's great to be back at work now doing some videos for you guys. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video and get this Gibson Les Paul DC out of its case. So guys, I've got the case all set up on the couch here, ready to show you all the specs of this beautiful Gibson Les Paul DC. I won't hold you in suspense any longer, but basically we've got a Gibson USA case from the 2000s era. As you can see, got this nice kind of black snakeskin Tolex type exterior. The chrome latches, this has 5 latches on it. So let's open it up. And as you can see, inside is a beautiful 2005 Les Paul DC. These guitars are pretty rare as they actually have 24 frets, which for Gibson is pretty rare indeed. We have gold hardware on this one and the beautiful charcoal finish. Whilst preparing for this guitar, I looked up the serial number and this guitar was made on the 17th of November of 2005. These guitars were produced between 2001 and 2006. So let's pull it out the case and have a closer look at this amazing guitar. So guys, now I'm sat on the couch with the Les Paul DC, so let's go over the construction of this guitar first. As you can see, standing out very clear is a 2-piece AAA flamed maple top. So yeah, this is a AAA flamed maple top and it's carved, so it has a really nice kind of violin carve to it. As this is a DC, it looks a little bit more extreme than a Les Paul. It has a really nice carved section at the top and it kind of, shallows out towards the edges. Obviously this is the DC shape, so it's like the Les Paul Specials. Has a little bit of an SG kind of look, or a PRS look, some people would say. The back wood is mahogany, and then we have a mahogany neck with a 60s slim taper. I have to say that this neck is very slim indeed, and it actually feels quite wide, has quite a modern profile. Most 60s necks may be very thin, but they're still quite narrow in terms of the width. But I found that this had quite a lot of shoulders to it and was quite a wide neck. Of course, the rarity factor of this guitar is that it's got 24 frets, and the traditionalists are going to hate this guitar for that. Obviously, the negatives of 24 frets is that it brings that neck pickup slightly back, so you get a little bit more of a brighter sounding neck pickup. But I actually think it was quite a cool feature for this guitar. Not that I really use 24 frets, but it's a nice kind of rarity factor that makes this guitar a little bit more special and a little bit more unique to the end buyer. Looking back at the neck, we have a rosewood fingerboard. We have mother of pearl inlays on this guitar, and as we work our way down to the headstock, obviously you can see the classic kind of Gibson USA style headstock with the standard truss rod cover and the gold Les Paul silkscreen. Turning over, we have our serial number and our Made in USA stamp. Of course, I've looked up the serial number and this guitar was made on the 17th of November of 2005. At the end here we have gold kidney bean Grover tuners and obviously gold hardware all over this guitar. It's important to note as well that this guitar is a chambered guitar, so it's a little bit lighter than your regular Les Paul DC. And finally we've got a set of 490R, 498T humbuckers which are higher output, obviously catering it to more of a modern player. So without further ado guys, let's plug this guitar in and see how she sounds through my Kemper Profiler. So welcome to the tone demonstration of this Gibson Les Paul DC Plus. To start off today, I'm going to be using the same tones that I used in the intro to today's video, which was my tube screamer going into my Kemper profiler on like an AC30 type setting. I use this patch mainly for all these demos that you see on Squealing Pig Guitars, so it's a very kind of universal tone for you to hear. This is the bridge pickup. This is kind of what I started on that kind of Latin bossa nova type backing track. So I was playing a C minor riff. Nice snappy sound, and straight away you can really hear the clarity in this guitar. It has a lot more treble than your standard Les Paul. It kind of reminds me a little bit like an SG. It has a really nice snap to it. As well. But back to the intro tones, I'm going to lower the tone control a little bit just for the lead parts, but this was kind of what I was playing in that intro. That bridge pickup has a lot of rocking to do. I'd say even though it is very high output, you can hear the clarity of the guitar really nicely. When I play a chord, you can hear all the notes, and that's thanks to the body style, I think. It has that SG kind of quality with the double cut. Obviously got mahogany body, mahogany neck, maple top, which is going to change the characteristics slightly. But I would say that this doesn't really sound like a Les Paul. It sounds more like an SG, if I'm being completely honest. But as I play a chord, every single note of that chord because of how much clarity there is, and it stays in tune really nicely as well. But let's hear the neck pickup now. I'm going to keep the exact same settings, tonally speaking, just putting it onto the neck pickup. Let's lower that tone control a little bit. Back up again. That kind of put into context the dynamic range of that neck pickup. This volume control is very reactive. At 10, you've got a very nice overdriven lead tone. Has a really nice kind of warm Gary Moore-like tone, but as I roll the volume down to maybe like 2 or 3, I get a really nice clean tone. Still has a little bit of dirt to it, but great for blues. Prefer the neck pickup tone. Because of the body style and just the way that this guitar sounds, it's a lot more trebly. I think it really offsets that nice woolliness that you usually get from a Gibson neck pickup. So it has this really nice kind of, warm clarity, but it has enough definition to hear the chords. Whereas the bridge pickup, although it does sound good, it's a little bit ice picky, has a little bit of like it clips out a little bit. It definitely has a bit more of a clipped out sound, and that's just because the pickup is naturally creating more gain into the amp. Obviously this is the 490AT set, so they are higher output pickups designed for the modern player, so they are going to have a little bit more of a clipped out kind of bridge sound, but it's still very usable, just a little bit more limiting for fingerstyle stuff, I'd say. To finish the demo, I'm now just going to do a little loop just so you can hear all the tones of this DC one more time. So let's get straight into it. So guys, welcome to the end of today's tone demo. I really hope you've enjoyed, and before I get into my personal review of this guitar, make sure to leave a like on today's video and comment down below your thoughts. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit subscribe. This means that you're notified every single time we make a video, and it also supports our channel. So guys, what do I rate this Les Paul DC? I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised from this guitar. When I walked in this morning and I saw that I was playing these, I haven't had a lot of experience with DC models, so I didn't really know what to think, but this plays incredible, especially for a Les Paul that's from the USA standard line. It's from around 2005 this guitar was made, so obviously it's going to pick up a little bit of wear. They're relatively affordable guitars, and this one's performed really nicely. The only DC that I've played other than this is actually a Les Paul. It was like a custom shop one that they did with the kind of similar charcoal topper with this special pick guard. I'll insert a picture now for you. And this guitar played just as good as this, and it was probably about half the price of that. I really liked the look. I think the charcoal looks really nice. I'm not a big fan of the gold hardware, if I'm being completely honest. I'd probably prefer chrome, but I do like the kind of ambered over volume and tone, and the kind of classic cream binding. And also the Grover tuners are a great addition to this guitar, as it makes the guitar stay in tune a lot better. To my opinion, I didn't have to retune this once during this demo. In terms of the dirty tones, this guitar performs so well. It has a really nice clarity. You can hear all the notes to each chord, and it also has a really nice sustain, especially on high gain notes. Whether you're playing fingerstyle or with a pick, it deals with that really nicely. And if you're a rock and roll guitarist, maybe wanting a punk rock tone, this guitar is a great guitar for that. Moving on to the cleans, where my only criticism lies. I love the neck pickup, but the bridge pickup for me doesn't perform very well on cleans, and I think that's more of the responsibility of the 490R, 490AT pickup set. If If you guys watch these videos regularly, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of that pickup set. My personal Green Widow that I own came with that pickup set, and I've actually changed it to bare knuckles. I much prefer a lower voice pickup, more like a 59 pickup, or something that's just a little bit less output than the 498. It always seems that the neck pickup is fine, but it's the bridge pickup that seems to be a little bit too high output, and I find that on clean tones, it kind of clips a little bit, or it's trying to go into distortion basically, and it's not great for clean tones in my opinion. But as I said, the neck pickup sounded amazing, and especially on the Marcus King fingerstyle riffs I was just playing in the loop there. I thought it had a really nice percussive sound, and it picked up percussive tones really nicely as well with the thumb. It was a very easy guitar to play, has a nice 60s style neck, nice and thin, so it'll be very comfortable for the majority of players. The only thing I noticed on this guitar is that the fretboard is quite wide, but I'm not sure if that's just because how thin this guitar neck is, that it makes it feel wider, if that makes sense. But yeah, quite a wide neck for a Gibson. Very comfortable to play. Obviously it feels like a Les Paul but shrunk down, so obviously you've got this belly carve, it's a little bit thinner, and obviously you've got the double cut body. So as I said, it feels a little bit more like an SG, but it does have a little bit of that Les Paul DNA in there. So as I said guys, I'm going to rate this guitar an 8 out of 10 for today's video. Tones are incredible, apart from the bridge pickup on the clean tones, and I really like the visual charcoal finish. Not a big fan of the gold hardware, but that's an easy change if I wanted to change that. So yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is a kind of reasonable rating for this guitar. But most importantly guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this Gibson Les Paul DC? Do you love it or do you hate it? Or better still, if you own a Gibson Les Paul DC, let me know in the comment section below. We're really eager to hear about your guys' collection. But thank you so much for joining me today for this demo of this Gibson Les Paul DC from 2005. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Squealing Pig Guitars. But until then guys, keep rocking, I'll see you soon.